Once upon a time, a powerful king prepared a royal wedding feast for his beloved son. It was the grandest celebration the kingdom had ever seen, with the palace filled with vibrant colors, dazzling lights, and tables overflowing with fine food. The king was eager to share his joy with the people, and he wanted this celebration to be a day of unity, happiness, and love. The king called his most trusted servants and said, "Go, invite everyone to the wedding feast. Tell them the feast is ready and they are welcome to share in this special day." The servants traveled far and wide, carrying beautiful invitations sealed with the king's royal crest. They arrived at the homes of noblemen, merchants, and respected citizens. But to the servants' surprise, the invited guests turned away one by one. "We're too busy," some replied. "I have work to do on my farm," said one guest, waving them off. "I need to attend to my business," said another, turning away with a shrug. Heartbroken, the servants returned to the king and shared the news. Determined to make the feast a joyful celebration, the king sent more servants to remind the invited guests. He said, "Go, tell them that everything is ready. The food is prepared, the oxen and cattle have been cooked to perfection, and the tables are laden with the finest dishes. The feast is ready. All they have to do is come." The servants rushed out, eager to deliver the message. But again, the invited guests refused. Some turned away with a scoff, others laughed at the invitation, and a few even mistreated the servants, shouting angrily and chasing them away. The news reached the king's ears, and his face grew solemn. The king realized that these guests had not only refused his invitation, but had treated his servants with disrespect. They captured his servants, mistreated them, killed them. The king was furious. He sent his army to destroy the murderers and burned their city. The king was saddened but also determined that the feast would go on. With resolve, he called his faithful servants once more. "Since those who were invited did not deserve to come, go out into the streets and alleys. Invite everyone you find, the good, the bad, the rich, the poor. Let my palace be filled with joy." The servants were overjoyed. They hurried to the busy streets, to the farms, the countryside, and even the smallest villages, calling out, "Come, come to the king's feast. You are invited to celebrate the wedding of the king's son." People from all walks of life answered the call. Farmers, villagers, travelers, children, and even the poor and needy dressed up in whatever they could find. Some borrowed clothes while others cleaned their best outfits. They made their way to the palace with gratitude, their hearts filled with joy at the king's kindness. Inside the palace, the guests laughed, feasted, and celebrated. The king walked among his guests, his heart full of joy. But suddenly, he noticed a man standing alone, dressed in his everyday clothes instead of wedding garments. The man looked around, seemingly oblivious to the respect and honor the event demanded. King gently approached him and asked, "Friend, how did you get in here without wedding clothes?" The man remained silent, unable to answer. He had come to the feast without respect, ignoring the honor of the king's invitation. The king turned to his guards and, with sadness, instructed, "Tie him up and send him away, for many are invited, but few are chosen." As the feast continued, the king stood in the hall's corner, observing the people with a contented smile. He knew some had come ready, their hearts open to his call. He turned to his son and whispered, "Many are invited, but only a few understand the honor of being chosen. Despite the call we have received, it is essential for us to live in a manner worthy of our calling. Salvation is free for everyone. It came at the cost of Jesus' blood, so we must not take it for granted. May God grant us the grace to live righteously while upholding His standards in our lives. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.